What first got you into music?
What first got me into music is the inspiration of listening to reggae music. You know, it gave me the motivation, vibes to do the same as the artists that I'm watching on stage or listening on the radio. So I just moved to it because I know it's doing it me, you know? Yeah.
How did you get inspired to write music?
Actually, the reason and the purpose of inspiring and writing music is after listening to the reggae music and any other music, I move towards originality. I love to do original stuff. So I was inspired by words of wisdom, you know, inspired by educating people. So I go to the books and the papers and pen, try to write something that the world can gravitate to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why do you choose a kind of a general music?
The reason why I choose this general type of music is because of the culture that I grew up on in Jamaica. You know, Bob Marley, you know, Dennis Brown, back in the days, Toots and the Maytel in pass on right now. Great music, so the reggae always be an upliftment within my spirit. So I gravitate to it and say, you know what, take the button and bring it to the world. Because reggae music lives on, you know.
Who inspired you to make music?
Who inspired me to make music? Great question. You know, the first inspiration when it comes to music is Jah Almighty himself. Yes, because him love music and music is him. But really on earth right now, physically, I can't leave out great people like Bob Marley, as I said before, 7 Extension bands, my friends growing up in the community, playing for our little drums, our little pans and the little thing there, you know, back in the school concerts. Those are the inspiration, you know. Also, my children too, because they play a great part in that.
How would you describe the music that you typically create?
How would I describe this music now? It speaks for itself. I would describe it as a uplifting music. Music of motivation, inspiration, edifying type of thing, you know? Because when you put in my music, you should be listening to something that changes in your life for the betterment. So I would describe it as music of the future. Yeah.
What is your creative process like?
My creative process is like, I love the visions that I get from Jah. I love inspiration. I love going among poorer class of people or the less fortunate people. Those are the inspiration I get because when I hear them or heard their experience or testimony in life, it sends me back to my library to write what I heard to improve and change others' life. So that's the main thing.
Who would be likely the most person to collaborate with?
Who would be like the most person to collaborate with? It's a great question again because I think them pass on, you know. There are some in life right now where I would collaborate with Luciano. As a matter of fact, all artists. Because I'm here to change the music trend. But deep down, I would say Dennis Brown, Lucky Dube, you know, Michael Jackson. Because I think of greatness all the time. But the list goes on.
What is the one message that you would give to your fans?
One of the greatest messages I would give to my fan right now is to create a world around you, from within you. Listen to Tony Prophit and make a life changing. Because God and Jah himself is the answer. Yeah.
What would you be doing now if it wasn't for the music career?
What would I be doing now if it's not for the music career? I would say playing soccer, having a swim in Jah waters, and smoking some great sensimilia. You know, those are the greatest thing right now. I even cooking some mackerel and dumpling with my brethren them, you know, a roadside. You know, going in the hills and eating from the fruit trees. That would be my enjoyment in life. But music is the lead right now.
Where have you performed?
Where I perform all over, you know. Perform in my bathroom, you know, party, stage shows in Toronto, in the Caribbean, Montreal, you name it. Perform all over. But my greatest performance is performing at a studio. Natty B studio, We can't leave him out. That's where my motivation come from. The greatest performance is in Natty B studio. One day we'll all know him and hear about him, you know, because me not leave him. But anyway, that's the basic thing.
What is your favorite song to perform?
You make me laugh on that one. My favorite song to perform is going to be a hard Christian, you know, because all of them tough, you know. You know, them say self-praise is no recommendation. I abandon that and bury that. Self-praise is the greatest thing. Because if Bob Marley and the rest of them, I say them great, they would be great. But the greatest song to perform right now within I and I is Unspeakable Love, which me now have no song name so. That mean all of them great. But me love reggae-matical. Me love perform reggae-matical because it give me a vibes, you know. I'm reaching the people and the people energy reaching me. And many more, you know. Sweet Nazarene. I love performing Sweet Nazarene because I'm speaking about the Almighty himself. But all of them are just greatness over greatness.
What is the best advice you've been given?
The best advice I've been given is stay focused. You know? Stick with what you're doing.
Yes.
Make it right. Yeah.
What's next for you? That's it.
Yeah, what's next for me is to create and bring forth greater music than what I'm doing right now. You know, I would ask Jah, don't let me die. Come in on dead. Him too sweet. The wisdom is real. The wisdom is reality. You know, and the more me seek deeper in him is the more excitement and younger me feel. So, my next advice and next step is bringing forth greater food and fruits from the tree. Yeah.
If you could change anything about the music industry, what would it be?
One of the first things I would change, if I should change anything from the music industry, is the people behind the music right now. The producers, promoters, and some of the radio, not DJ, JD, me call them. See, that would be the greatest change because there are so many youths today with great potential, you know, and motivation, and them being held back because they don't have no money. You know? And it's hard for them music speak for themselves because some of them weren't created as a musician or artist. Music never choose them choose music. So if they don't have no money, the music can't reach there. And who the world for hear gets stifled. Especially the radio, this jockey them. But for Tony Prophit now, them can't hold I back, they can't stop it. Because the music and the lyrics speak for itself. So I think that answered the question.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Do you sing in the shower, and what song?
Oh my gosh, when I sing in the shower, if I sing in the shower, the first place I studio that. Everybody loves singing in the shower, especially me. You know, especially the water beating down from your locks or the corner of your head down to your foot. Man, it's motivation, it's lyrics, it's words, it's dancing in the shower. You know, which it up to everybody, you know. But taking it from the shower to the studio or to the paper is another dimension. But shower singing is the greatest thing ever happened to me.
What song would you sing?
Well, I would say more like spiritual songs. Songs come from within the heart. Songs with meaning, you know. I wouldn't say mournful song because I don't know what it is to mourn. You know, I think mourning is for the dead. But it's more like spiritual uplifting songs that I sing from the show.
Which famous musician do you admire?
Which famous musicians do I admire? Back in Jamaica, there's one called Dean Fraser. I always admire because he's influential, he's deep, and he plays with messages. He touches you, you know. You have other musicians like even Sly and Robbie. I admire those people also because they are great musicians. Some pass along, which I only hear a few of them. But those three, yeah, deeply, I really move with them, passionately, right now.
How did you come up with the name Tony Prophit?
Yeah, that question, a lot of people always ask that question, you know, but it's a deep question and very interesting question. Because when I've done my first album, I was a bald head, no locks, you know, and people would say to me, or individual would say, your music sound like a Rastaman music in chanting and singing. Why you not just grow your lungs? We not take it that deep or seriously. We move along and been to other shows where MC would call up me or prophetess would say, you're gonna go down in the Rastaman camp and lead them. You know, from there, we take it even deeper and then we get a vision from Jah himself to go the locks and make it right. So as a Nazarite right now, that's where I start growing my locks from. And also, with the prophet, I get the vision, in the vision saying that, call yourself Tony Prophit. Spell it Prophit. We get the prophet from the prophets and the prophets from Jah. You know, which is the wisdom and the meaning behind the word, definition, Jah himself. So I run with that and change the name from Tony Charles to Tony Prophit and spell it Prophit according to what Jah said. So I hope that reach the world and know, so when you hear about Tony Prophit, you're getting messages, meanings, influence and life changes to the music. You know? Yeah.
What message of encouragement would you give to the upcoming artists then in Toronto?
Well, the message of encouragement I would give to the upcoming artists in Toronto is music is history. Music is the vibration of love and life changes. If you're gonna do music, please try your best to make it be historically real and life changes. Because people live what they learn, people dance what they heard, and youths especially live from the messages from the music. So don't waste time in studio and do garbage. It's not gonna benefit you anything. Do something in music where people can look and say, yes, I'm gonna play this morning because I need a changes. I need to be uplifted. I need to be motivated. I need my day to be better and my children to know that life really matters. You know? So make some good music, Torontonians, and let's take the music industry, especially reggae, back to where it's supposed to be.
What changes would you like reggae music to bring to the people?
The changes I would like reggae music to bring to the people is love. Love is everything. A lot of us talk about love, but we don't say love what or love who. I love, Jah love, Jah love. Jah not love everything. So tell us what Jah love and show us what you love. So let's use the reggae music to share and establish love. Which meaning, let's see each other as Jah property. You know, lift up each other, embrace each other. Share what you have because nothing such as vanity means anything over love. Let's stop put vanity over love and put love in front and over everything. So that's the major thing that I use reggae do right now, share love.
What make your music so different from Bob Marley, Lucky Dube and Dennis Brown?
Great question. The differences in Bob Marley, Lucky Dube, Dennis Brown and Tony Prophit is not to say I'm greater, I'm better, or a competition. When it comes to Bob Marley, he's a legend. He's a star, he's a king. We have to give him that. He sings messages from what people wrote. He sings messages from what we have learned and all them things there. That's Bob Marley, which is a great thing. Because we're living up to the legacy and legend of him right now. Lucky Dube sing of experience within Africa, which is a great thing also because it motivated all African nations and worldwide out of Africa. That's a great artist. Pass along, but sadly, condolences to him in great in that way. Dennis Brown is a prince of reggae. The reason for that, him sing love songs that Lucky Dube and Bob Marley don't sing. Him sing love songs which the world don't sing. Him sing love songs different from Barry Saman. His love songs are different. His love songs is more like a dancehall, rubber dub, melody. Him also sing songs of reality. Him also sing songs of praises and Emmanuel. So I'm there in all of them era there. Tony Prophit now. Me no write song out of my head. Me no write song out of my mind. Me write song with the Father revealed to I. inspiration, wisdom, visions, life changes, you know, future, educational stuff. So that differentiate from all of them three artists there. You know what I mean? Me coming now, remember you know, there's a Baba the King. Lucky Dube is a franchise. Dennis Brown is a prince. Tony Prophit is a future. So I take it to another level. I take it to a level where Bob never reach. Lucky Dube never reach, and Dennis Brown never get the chance to reach. Not that. I self-praise myself, but I walk in a light of Jah Almighty. Right what him say, right what you really angels say, right what the prophets them say, and right beyond the Bible, like the Apocrypha, the Maccabees, the scroll, and them lyrics them I come with. Make Israel know say Tony Prophit are the new rising king.
What make your music so popular in Europe?
What make my music so popular in Europe is, in the country where I'm from, sadly to say, they don't really appreciate the facts and depths of reggae anymore. Back in the days, as we talk about Babalat and great artists in the past, Coco T, you know, Half Pint and them kind of artists there, DJ Yellowman and those artists, reggae used to be appreciative in Jamaica. Now it worked down to drugs. Yeah, in them days they used to have ganja and thing, but not too much drugs. Today is drugs, homosexuality, loss of freedom, youth them mind gone, east and west, north and south, them not stable, scammers, you know, especially when we come from Montego Bay, Glendivan, it work down to guns, you know, the Asian them a swap gun for donkey meat for eat and all them thing there. So everybody a grab something now where them can eat and feed them family. Them even a take a thing like license killer, or you call it assignment killer, or take money for kill people for $500. So right now the music now, musicians today are artists, do anything for a living. So they drop the standard of reggae music in Jamaica, you know, then they move to Japan, where Japan take it to France and Germany, and it more established. It was before, but now it's greater. Now they run with anything in the music industry. In Europe, you can't sing the crabness where you're singing in Jamaica. You can't bring the Vibes Cartel of Europe. You can't bring certain artists of Europe because the music and the lyrics too slack. So Europe appreciate great music, great lyrics, and good artists. In Europe, you know, most of them are mostly white when they come to the color apartheid scene, but them appreciate reggae music more than the Caribbean and the black countries. So my music is appreciated more in Europe, which I greatly tolerate and respect and gladly appreciate. So that's why I would say, yeah, Europe are the thing right now.